Well, hello, painters. Welcome to another episode of Painting Happy Little Minis. I am your host, Rick.
And I'm your host, Dave.
And we are here today painting some Planet Defenders.
Planet Defenders, yeah.
By Renegade Game Studios.
So who was, somebody in the chat last week, last Tuesday, I think,
Okay.
was talking about having played a demo game.
I don't know if it was
recently
this.
of Planet Defenders.
He called it Planet Defenders. It was kind of interesting, but I thought he called it a card game. Maybe he did feel like this was a card game.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, how would you characterize it?
Tile placement.
A tile placement game?
Yeah.
Okay, radio. That's cool. But it has these really cool little robots.
Yeah.
So this is the one that I'm working on here.
And I'm working on...
And Rick
is this
is
one.
working on...
This little guy with his backpack and blaster gun.
And cool Rocketeer style Mohawk.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Definitely neat.
So this game is, it says it's by Planet Defenders. The summary is, by 2070, robots are used extensively in space missions. One day, a number of derelict robots suddenly recharge and begin operating outside of their original programming. Dun, dun, dun. As the leading scientists in robot technology, you are called into action. Now you must send the Planet Defenders out to catch the rogue robots.
Oh, cool.
So, I'm guessing these are the rogue robots doing their own thing.
Yeah? You don't think that they're the Planet Defenders?
I don't know. I mean, they actually could be because robots are used in
outer space, yeah.
Extensive space exploration.
And it would seem like the right idea to name your game after your heroes rather than
chasing these guys around the board as the villains.
Yeah.
Well, you know what Harvey Dent says. You live long enough to see yourself die the hero or become the villain.
Become the villain, right.
I mean, I don't know if that's an exact quote.
It sounds like it.
It's really not. You completely butchered it.
Did I really? Dang it.
Mini Painting Studios is here.
Yay.
Josh Whitley is here. Steve is here. 1-Inch Heroes.
Dang, everybody's
Carl.
here. What's up, everybody?
1-Inch Heroes says, these are some fun little robots. I like them.
They are.
Mini Painting Studios said, those are the droids you're looking for. And Josh says, solid reference, even if it's not the exact quote.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Excellent.
So what did everybody get into this weekend, with it being a holiday and April Fool's Day? You got a joke played on you.
A joke for April Fool's Day?
Yeah.
No, not really. It wasn't really a joke.
No, not a funny thing at all.
No. My youngest daughter broke her arm on Sunday.
She broke it like a champ.
Yeah. 3 breaks. All good. But, no, she was playing around in her grandmother's yard with her cousins and sister. We don't know exactly how it all went down, but it doesn't really matter.
It went down.
It went down. But she's been great about it. She's really excited to sort of go to school and show off her cast and go to the orthopedist and all that.
First in the family.
First in the family.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah. She was quizzing us to find out whether, if any of us had been to the orthopedist before.
Right.
Because she was excited she might be the first.
It's so funny. Kids are the best.
Yeah. Yeah. She's a funny kid.
Dave, you should make up a completely crazy story. Say that your daughter had to wrestle the Easter Bunny to get the eggs away from him.
Right.
Make up some kind of elaborate story like that.
Let everybody think that.
It could be that. Well, no, say she was playing in the yard with her cousins. They were doing some sort of capture the flag scenario with Easter eggs.
Okay.
So I'm not sure exactly what was going on, but
I just imagined someone was pushed.
yeah, and
as kids will want to do.
My kids also don't pay a lot of attention to where they are.
Oh, their
like
spatial...
the spatial reference. So falling over themselves is quite a likely scenario too.
Well, we wish her a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
and all the ice cream in the world.
Oh, she's not getting ice cream.
What?
No way.
No way.
Not unless she finishes it in a...
Okay.
Yeah.
Mini Painting Studios says, my family flew in from Taiwan, caught the flu on the plane, and had to go to the ER.
Jeez.
Not what they expected.
What were they doing in Taiwan?
Maybe that's where they live.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Where's Josh? Josh is in Canada, right?
No. Josh is in, I want to say Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who's in Canada then? James.
James.
James is in Canada. My bad.
And you're in Australia.
Hmm?
I said, and you're in Australia. I mean, no. You're
My family, my parents are in Australia. Yeah.
So does Australia have a similar holiday to Easter?
Yeah. Amazingly enough, they call it Easter.
What?
I know. Madness.
That is blasphemy.
Madness. Actually, I don't think it is. But,
he said they lived there. LOL. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Taiwan.
Okay.
Cool.
Call it Easter? That is ridiculous.
Are there special, like, dishes that you eat during Easter?
Fricasseed drop bear.
Delicious. With a little bit of maple syrup? Because fricassee and maple syrup go well together.
There's no maple syrup trees in.
We got to import it. You know?
Well, but yeah, then it's not a local dish.
No, you're right.
It's a fusion dish.
Oh, I like fusions. I'm betting that these robots here work on some sort of fusion
Yeah.
technology, huh?
You think that's where you go with the fusion thing?
I was.
You are so clever.
Only on days that end in Y.
Oh.
Man, my son would be like, oh, Dad, just stop.
You're the worst.
Yep.
Dad.
James says, yes, I am Canadian, all the way.
Eh.
Excellent.
Eh.
Mini Painting Studios says, I feel like Dave is painting a Robo SpongeBob.
Oh,
It kind of feels like that, yeah. Yeah. I'm going with the with colors directly from the box. So no doubt when whoever the artist was working on that was thinking SpongeBob.
You can ask, is Sarah in the chat by chance?
Mm-mm.
She's not. Sarah?
From
Renegade, yeah.
Renegade? Cool.
Just kind of hoping that they would bounce in and chat us up about this game.
Well, they might still do that. They've been able to share it into the...
Yeah. Let me
On
do
that
that.
page.
I haven't shared it yet.
Steph is.
Oh, Steph from Renegade?
Hodge?
Yeah.
H-O-D. Yep, that's what.
All right.
Excellent. Hey, Steph.
So, Steph, tell us a little bit about this game as far as, you know.
Are these the good guys or the bad guys that
Yeah.
they're painting?
Because I haven't had an opportunity to actually delve into the game.
We have a Coke writing on it. Yeah?
A what?
A can of Coke. If they're the good
Ooh,
guys,
then yeah.
I get the can of Coke.
Yeah, if they're the bad villainous.
you get the can of Coke.
Yeah.
See, just looking at the box art, I mean, there's like two robots holding hands, and that doesn't necessarily seem to me like something bad robots would be doing.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm thinking the same thing.
that's what
And we
evil
get-
does. They trick you.
It's the good guys. They are used to move around and collect energy.
Right.
That's not what I needed to hear.
There you go.
Steph.
Awesome. Can of Coke coming my way. Sounds like a plan.
I guess.
Good. Yeah, you guess.
Yeah.
All right. How was your weekend? You went to Awesome Con, didn't you?
I did go to AwesomeCon, and it was a lot of fun. I was going to say it was awesome.
But that was expected.
Expected, yes. There was quite a few people there. I got the the new Netflix series Lost in Space
Yeah.
had a pop-up booth there,
Okay.
and it had like the actual costume that Will Robinson wears.
Right.
his spacesuit, and it had the new robot, the
Okay.
full-size robot. And I took some pictures as I was walking through the booth, and as I'm coming out of the booth, John Boyega, who plays Finn
Yep.
from Star Wars, Last Jedi and Force Awakens, walks in with his, crew,
Right.
and is getting his picture taken with the robot. So I snap a picture of him.
Awesome.
And, yeah, it was pretty cool. His security guard or whatever, his handler, was kind of a, he
Aggressive?
aggressive, and it's
Right.
like, come on, buddy.
Yeah.
But
We've got this guy out in the middle of fandom.
yeah, but it was all good. I got I snapped a photo. Then I went to his panel
Okay.
that he had, and that was a lot of fun. He had some really funny stories to talk about. And what's really cool is he's a fanboy. He likes pop culture. He collects Star Wars toys. He's talking about every time he got a bunch of his action figures signed by like Harrison Ford and everybody
Right, yep.
on set. And then as new ones come out, he gets them to sign them when he has the opportunity. And it's funny as he's like, and I even signed my own
Right.
because they've all got to be signed,
Gonna
right?
have the collector's set.
Yeah, which was super funny. But he's a big fan of like anime and Gundam
Right.
stuff. So he talked about that and everything. I was able to get a little bit of a video clip on my phone
Right.
of the panel, mainly where he's still talking about some Star Wars content and stuff. So it's on the Comic Wow page.
Right. Excellent.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to hear, but it is what it is. It was fun.
Right. Well, that's
Steph
cool.
says the planet defenders protect us and gather up these old robots before they become a real danger to our planet throughout the galaxy.
Oh,
So that's like the goal.
that sounds right.
James says, not in Canada. No Lost in Space for me.
Oh no.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Carl says that robot looks like a child of SpongeBob and Iron Man. Iron SpongeBob Man.
Iron SpongeBob Man. Yep.
Nice. What did you guys do this weekend? Everybody that's in the chat there. Did you get out and enjoy the universe? Did you stay in and paint all the minis? Oh, that's something else I did. On Friday last weekend, I
Yeah.
went and watched Ready Player One.
Okay. What'd you think?
I loved it.
Cool.
I think that it's got just the right amount of nostalgia. It's got some really cool forward-thinking stuff, and it's
Okay.
kind of topical to the way we are as a society kind of heading.
Right.
In that everybody's face is in their dang phone all the time, and the best stories, the best experiences in life happen in reality, not online, not on, not in a game.
Right.
I mean, you can have, as far as like the video, VR world,
Okay.
But even if your face is constantly stuck in looking at Facebook all the time,
Yep.
you're missing out what's going on around you, things that, could be amazing.
Right. Okay.
So it was kind of cool. I enjoyed it.
One Inch Heroes asks, who is your favorite robot in sci-fi / pop culture and why?
Good question.
Also, Jeremy says Ready Player One was amazing.
Yeah. I think my favorite robot of all time, man, that's a good question. I like R2-D2.
Yeah.
Yeah, R2-D2. You never know what he's really saying, but, but I'm a Star Wars fan, so I'm
So you
thinking
have to
that
go
one.
with that.
Other than that, Rosie from the Jetsons
Right.
is a pretty cool robot as well. Ooh, and Dynomutt. So many.
So many wonderful robots.
How about you?
I think for me, I can't remember the name of the robot, but in the Black Hole, the movie, the Disney movie
Hal.
Black Hole.
No, you're talking about the little, like, trash can, floating trash can.
Yeah. But it basically took a beating
Yeah.
to save the day, kind of thing. What's his name?
Was it Bob?
Might have been Bob. Might have been Bob.
I feel like Johnny's Googleizing it now.
He might
No, I'm
be-
just thinking of what my choice is.
Yeah?
I have one. It's a little out there, though.
In space?
No.
Oh, dang it.
No, for me, my favorite robot in sci-fi is Haley Joel Osment's character from AI. Because there are so many movies that deal with artificial intelligence that take such a negative approach to technology, like Terminator and iRobot. Like these machines that have artificial intelligence are to be feared.
Yeah.
But Haley Joel Osment's artificial intelligence in AI, it takes a completely different spin and shows robotics and artificial intelligence with a side of humanity.
I like
so
that.
I kind
That's
of
a good
like
answer.
that different kind of twist. It's not showing humanity fearing artificial intelligence. It's like, well, there's still elements of that, but there's not a legitimate threat, whereas these robots just want to become part of society and fit in.
Right.
How about you, Leona?
Wally.
Oh, that's a good one.
I was
Eve.
yeah.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah.
Another one, as you guys were talking about that, that kind of popped into my mind was Bicentennial Man with Robin Williams.
Okay.
Where at the
I have
end,
not
you know,
seen that.
yeah, oh, it's pretty interesting. You know, he's basically starts off as like a toy robot guy that you can buy for household
Right.
stuff, and then he just keeps like getting passed down through the generations through the family, and he keeps getting like modifications added to him until at the end he's actually has the right to vote, and he's kind of has like a human exoskin thing going on.
Right.
Yeah.
People are saying it's Bob from Black Hole.
Right. Yep.
Levi likes Data from Star Trek.
a
One
good
in
one.
Shiro says, I like Robo from Chrono Trigger.
There's some good answers there.
K9.
Oh, from Doctor Who, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good answer. I mean, even the Daleks and the and the Cybermen are pretty cool.
Yeah. That's
I
true.
don't like them.
I don't like them. They have angered me
Yes.
and done things. Not cool Doctor Who characters. But as far as like Ready Player One, I think the thing that was the most like for
Yep.
me was Iron Giant when he was like comes
Okay.
out, and I mean you see him in the commercial and the trailers and stuff, but when you see like the little bit of backstory going on with that and everything, and it comes out, it's pretty cool.
Right. Okay. Cool. Did you read the book at all?
I did not. I own the book.
Right.
I've read some of it. I understand that there are some differences in it, in that some characters that show up in the book cannot be on the movie because they couldn't afford the licensing or to
Right.
get them,
Yeah.
you know, or they just didn't want the licensing to be put in there for some reason. But, which is fine. They did with what they did and did a good job, in my opinion.
Cool. That's good.
Yeah. Would I have liked to have seen Voltron? Yes.
But of course.
But that's okay. I'm okay with seeing a Gundam.
Gundam was good. Carl says Geek Mode, the book is better.
That's usually the case with it.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna see, you know, some points and plot stuff that'll be fleshed out better in the book because they can do that.
Yep.
You know, two different mediums.
Well, Carl, let me ask you this. Do you feel like having read the book decreased your enjoyment of the movie because you thought that you were constantly trying to compare it to the book? I mean, were you able to enjoy the movie for what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I didn't read the book before I saw the movie, because I knew I always loved the book better, so I didn't want to ruin the movie for myself. I wanted to at least be like, yeah, I liked it.
But that's just it. I think you can. I think you can like both.
You can. I
You
just
know?
usually don't.
That's fine too. Everything's okay.
No. Fight.
What? No. Fighting on the internet is bad.
Right. All right.
There we go. This is a pretty crazy robot. So.
I think it looks good.
Carl said, I enjoyed the movie for what it was. I was bummed the D&D stuff got flushed out, but it would not have translated.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, D&D. You're everywhere.
Speaking of that, you had another episode of Building Character on Friday.
We
that right?
did. Yeah, we did Building Character on Friday last week. Carrie was here with me, and we kind of finished up my Barbarian a little bit,
Right.
but we really focused more on her character, the half-elf,
Wood elf.
or wood elf, arcane archer.
Okay.
And
I thought you were going to be doing like a tiefling bard. Was that something else?
that's her personal character in her
okay.
home game.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it was a tiefling bard. And, but that was a lot of fun. Shadow Oak is the name of the character. And everybody got really into the backstory and everything
Cool.
that was fleshed out on that character. So it was really cool. And then speaking of kind of that fantasy genre,
Yeah.
I had the opportunity at Awesome Con to pick a couple things up. I kind of want to show you guys. These things are pretty cool.
Oh.
They're very good, I think, for any age, but also of course, for the young adults. It's called Roll Your Way Through the Dark Forest. These books right here, they have 2 of them, and it's kind of like your choose your own adventure. But
Right.
as you go through here, I'll put it under. As you go through the book, you're going to find that you have to, instead of choosing, open the lock or move along, instead of making a choice like that, you actually roll a die. You roll a D4, and the result tells you which page to go to see what happens in the story.
Right.
Like if I were to roll on this one here, this like demon character says, you want me to play, then I shall play my lute. I rolled a 2, so I go to page 8. And on page 8, he starts singing a song, and then it doesn't look like it works so much for them. Everybody gets,
Everybody gets.
messed up.
Oh, okay. So don't roll that.
Yeah.
Don't roll the 1.
But yeah, it's a neat. They're pretty neat. So they have one called Roll Your Way Through the Dark Forest, another one called Roll Your Way Through the Graveyard. And I read and played the Roll Your Way Through the Graveyard already, and it was a lot of fun. I died many times.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another group of comic book and gamers had put together this thing called the Dungeon Construction Company, and it's kind of like little strips of a character who becomes an intern at a company that builds dungeons and stocks them for, adventurers to explore in. And but it's all bad stuff. Like I want to say that they have 4 people like apply for internship, and the one that they hire is the one that survives.
Oh, right.
Oh, you survived. All right, you're our intern until, such time as you should die.
That's
It's pretty funny.
and quite dark. It
Yeah,
sounds
quite
like
dark. Yeah. But I picked them up. The dungeoncomic.com is where you can find them. I want to say that the Dungeon Construction Company is like a web comic for the most
Right.
part. They just
Okay.
put together a little 10-page
Like printed version.
version of it.
Okay.
And then Roll Your Way comics or books are by. Let me see if I can find that here. I don't know if it actually. It's by Ashley Vinar and Jeremy. Ashley writes it, and Jeremy Vinar illustrated it. So it doesn't really have a. It's just called Roll Your Way.
Might be self-published.
Yeah, self-published Roll Your Way books.
Excellent.
They're really cool. So yeah.
That's a cool idea.
Steph asks, how was Overlight?
I can't talk about it, Steph.
You can't?
Not really,
Why not?
because we have video content, and that video content will be viewable soon.
Well, she didn't say what happened in the video content. She said how it
But
was.
I have I'm a spoiler guy.
You are.
All I can tell you is I had a lot of fun. If you aren't in the Overlight Facebook group, they put up a lot of the artwork that's appearing, and they've talked about different races. In the group, you can read about the Taraxians, which are like the little reptilian bird creatures, but they're a playable character race. And so I played one of those, a Taraxian. I played one in the very first game I ever played of it too, as a demo last year, and yeah,
Cool.
I'm pretty awesome. Just so you know,
You're
my
pretty-
character was wicked cool.
You're pretty awesome? Or?
My character was, yeah. My character was just amazing. He's, if you can imagine, the little reptilian birds from like the I don't know what the age.
Jurassic.
Yeah, I mean they are in Jurassic Park, so yeah, probably. They can talk. They're considered extremely intelligent, so they're usually like teachers and sages and stuff.
Right.
They might be a little arrogant, but you know what, Evs? Deservedly so.
Excellent. Excellent.
But yeah, Overlight is a lot of fun, and everybody watching should check out the group so that you don't miss anything on that as well. So,
When's the video content going to be available?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay.
I know
My
that they're
apologies.
they're going to use it.
Coming soon.
Coming
to
soon.
theaters.
You'll see it soon. It's going to be a part of their Kickstarter.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So when that launches, I'm guessing it'll be
Embedded in
that. Yeah.
Right, okay. Cool.
So, and it will be glorious.
Excellent.
So Dave, are you adding a orange wash to that?
I am over the sort of the bright yellow areas. So this character has a lot of different tones of yellow, different shades of yellow. So wanted to put that bright yellow down first, and then I'm running this orange wash over the large sort of flat area here on the belly. I've basically just gone with painting that shade around the edges, so I can come back and sort of thin that out, so I don't lose too much of the
It's
bright
the overhead
yellow.
camera now.
Hmm?
So it's the overhead
Oh,
camera.
there we go. Switching cameras. So yeah, you can see that shade there. But so I'm just thinning down some orange paint, some orange fire from the Vallejo model color range. Game color range. To
Some orange fire.
wash over the yep, orange fire. Ready to begin.
Nice.
How did the poll end up as to which element people would rather bend? Is it
Water.
fire? Water?
63%.
Nice.
Wow.
But then other people in the comments had some good points. Like, someone said they would want to be an anti-bender, whatever the opposite of bending would be.
Okay.
Like, against them. I thought that was good. So another person put the bloodbender. which
Yeah, I was like, yikes.
yeah.
There's actually like a whole episode, actually a whole like arc about that in the first one.
Doesn't the girl who does water, can she also bend blood?
That's the thing. It's like nerdy, but
you're fine.
it's waterbenders who kind of like turned evil They're
nice.
bloodbenders because technically your blood is,
Water.
80,
Water.
yeah, it's all water. So
Okay.
you can control the people.
Yeah.
That's a whole arc in the first one. It's interesting, but creepy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Quite creepy.
But yeah,
Bloodbenders.
It doesn't sound too nice.
No.
I doubt that would be allowed in the sporting arena, right?
Right.
no, yeah. Yeah, in the series, it's like considered forbidden.
Oh,
Taboo.
Yep.
Okay. So this week, for those of you that have an interest in knowing, Johnny and I will be gone. We leave tomorrow, come back Saturday. We're going to the Diamond Retailer Summit. It's kind of like a little trade show where Diamond Comic Distributors puts on this thing. A bunch of the comic book publishers show up, and then the retailers show up, and they exchange information to make for better. So the retailers get information on how to.
They sing and dance.
They do sing and dance. There might be a karaoke event, but they have a sharing of information so that comic book shops can be a better experience.
right. Okay.
And the publishers also give out like some spoilers and stuff of some upcoming cool story arcs and things that are going to be going on over the year, and what to expect. So that's always fun
Cool.
to kind of get that insider news first
Yeah.
at that event. And then Friday we'll be at C2E2.
Right. Which
in
is the Chicago Entertainment
Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo.
Radio.
Yeah.
Cool. That'll be fun as well.
Yeah. And see what's going on in Chicagoland.
Yeah. I was just out there for Adepticon.
Yeah. In Schaumburg, you
In
said?
Schaumburg, yeah. And you'll be in Rosemont, yeah? Is that where the
Convention Center is?
Rosemont Convention Center?
I don't know.
I think so.
Maybe.
Well, I think C2E2 has been there
Forever and a day.
before. Well, I'm not sure how long, but that's where I'm guessing it's going to be.
I don't know when I pull it up and be like, take me to this place, Uber guy. Taxi
Uber
guy.
Uber driver.
Uber driver.
If it is, it's just around the corner from O'Hare. Won't take you long.
Wherever it is, I know it's closer to Midway because we fly into
Oh.
Midway,
Okay, then.
which is like
Probably isn't Rosemont then.
the worst.
I might have moved it downtown to McCormick Place. This is just me throwing out a whole bunch of Chicago names,
Yeah.
pretending I know what I'm doing.
I'm trying to think.
Was it
Is
working?
Schaumburg in like north of Chicago?
Northwest.
Yeah. I feel like I used to. Is that near Vernon Hills?
No idea.
Wow. Libertyville?
No idea.
Waukegan?
I don't think it's.
I just was doing what you were doing, throwing out some Chicago terms.
I
Cook
can name
County?
cities too.
I can say words.
Words and things and stuff.
Yes.
Well, in that case.
I was stationed there many, many years ago.
Oh, in Chicago?
Yeah.
Waukegan.
In Waukegan at the Great Lakes Naval Station.
Okay.
Steph says those minis are looking amazing.
Well, thank you, Steph.
Dave's mini is looking amazing.
We all know the answer.
Well, these the color scheme's really sort of nice and neat and straightforward, which is cool.
Well, and I had said before, do you remember? I was like, you should put like battle
Damage?
damage on the
Right. Yeah.
because they're defenders.
They are. They are planet defenders. We'll get to it. I want to do all the nice and sort of neat and clean stuff first, and then mess it up.
I was watching another painting show, I know. And
because you're not learning enough from me, is that what it is? I can take it.
well, I am, but I was watching this other painting show, and
Yep.
someone is talking about how it's kind of painful once you've done all the, you paint something up nice and beautiful, and when you have to add, because of continuity to the character or to the
canon and all.
yeah, you have to mess it up.
Right.
And actually, I think it was a terrain build.
Oh, okay.
Is what it was. They're like, it looks so nice and new and fresh, but we gotta dirty it up now.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no.
I like that part, actually. I like messing around.
Making it look battle damaged.
Yeah, sort of grittier and grimier and
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Actually, I brought some minis in that we were talking about last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll maybe just put them over on the spinner there.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
Here we go.
So I'll take this one. Wonder if that'll spin. Maybe too
Oh,
heavy.
it will.
There we go. Okay.
It'll be a little jerky, but
Yeah.
it's all good.
That's where
Look at
it's
that.
spinning there.
Rawr.
Yeah. So that's I think it's a Plague Burst crawler
Okay.
from the Death Guard army for Warhammer 40,000. And I mean, the model itself has a lot of damage and crazy sort of pock marks and infestation sort of things on it. But the thing is, I find really fun is making that sort of nice solid dark iron kind of look, and then using thinning down some red leather from Vallejo and making that rust kind of effect. Really quite simple to do.
Yeah.
Quite straightforward.
But you also have some
works pretty well.
troops over there, right?
Yeah. Let's have a look at this guy.
Okay.
And I'll stick that one on there as well.
All right.
This is some of the infantry from the Plague Marines. And you can see that same sort of
Rick, stick them
rust.
back to back.
Oh. Sorry, Johnny. It's hard to get good help these days.
I know, I'm the worst.
But on their weapons, you can see again, that's just building up with the dark iron sort of look, and then running a nice wash of the red leather over it. It's a really nice, quick rust effect.
They do look like, I mean, you painted them, so yeah, they look all right. They look all right.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Let's take a look at the one that has my leg condition.
All right, this guy. Okay. Now, you'll notice I haven't painted the bases on those ones, and these ones, the bases aren't finished either, because the client and I are still going back and forth as to sort of what I think the base coloring should be. Does it spin back around that way?
Whoa.
And there he is. He's got some definite swelling going on.
Yeah. So this guy I haven't done the rust effects on the.
And you can see how his leg right there.
The,
yeah, that's.
his back and leg is sort of spilling out of the armor.
Yeah, he and I have that same issue.
Yep.
My zombie leg. But it looks amazing.
And that bright green dripping ooze as well.
Yeah, I have that too.
Is that what you used the neon for from last week?
No.
Oh, yeah, that was lava you were gonna.
That was lava,
make.
yeah.
Okay.
Didn't mess around with that. But yeah, so there we go. That's
And one more?
I do have
Definitely
one
like
more
how
here.
that green ooze has like the glossy effect to it.
Yeah, it's got some of the gloss varnish over the top. So Vallejo gloss varnish. And for the bright green, I used this color here. I'll throw it under the close cam. Is Moot Green from Citadel, which is really nice and bright. Which works well for that.
Nice.
And yeah, that last guy on the spinner is Death Shroud Terminator. Again, from the Death Guard. But still got some more sort of rust work to go back and do on him. The thing I like about this one is, I don't know if you can actually get a shot from further above Leona. in those that smoke on top of the
On the back end there,
back in there.
you can
Has
see
little bugs flying through it.
yeah, dragonflies and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to move it.
There we go. But yeah, so when it comes to doing damage and sort of rusty kind of effects, all good. Oh, we have to wait for that to spin around again. All good for doing that.
It looks good though.
It's kind of crazy seeing him on
There it is. You can see
on
it
the monitor
right
here.
at the top
yeah,
there,
right at the top there.
the bug in the smoke.
But,
Oh, there we go.
yeah. I don't think my paint jobs were meant to be seen that large.
I think they
On the
were.
monitor here. No.
Yes.
Hopefully everybody else is watching it on their phone, so it looks really small.
One in Shira says these new plague marines are so gross, and I love them.
Yeah, they are awesome.
There.
So much work to them, though. There's a lot of details. But, so yeah, when I get this guy finished up, we should be able to do a little bit of damage. Probably just some sponge shipping though, along the edges.
Ah,
Haven't done that for a while, have we?
no.
It's going to be at least 2 weeks.
Yeah. Have you seen the picture of the ATST that the guy did that turned it into like a mobilized mech unit?
Yes.
That
I
is
did.
ridiculous. Where it has legs, like robot legs, robot arms, and it's carrying a big gun. It has the ATST head.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, it was
Did not
sick.
see that. I have to go and check that out. That sounds cool. Cool.
These things are just too cute. These miniatures here.
They are pretty nice. There we go.
Is Steph still in the chat?
Probably.
Steph, are you still there? I have questions.
Ask away.
She's in there. She's probably like, she's actually working. And it's like, wait, oh, did it say my name? Because it's like, trying to work and watch and do all that.
Yeah.
She said, "Yep."
All right.
Yep, she's here.
So, Steph, when is this game already available at your retailer? I believe it is. And what is there anything new coming out from Renegade that we should be aware of? I mean, we know Overlight's coming, but is there anything else that people should be keep an eye out for?
That's a good question.
Steph says yes, it is currently available.
All right.
So you can pick it up at your local game shop.
Cool.
Does it say how many players on the back?
2 to 4.
Nice. And then, yes, tomorrow we release Clank, the Mummy's Curse. and
Nice.
Sabotage?
Oh, Sabotage.
Sabotage? Sorry.
That's the pirate
Like,
naval battleship
Sabotage,
battle
yes.
game. Yeah.
Is it Sabotage?
Sabotage.
Sabotage.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. And it will be glorious.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to see more information on Sabotage, you can check. We did a video with Renegade at Gamma, and it was one of the games that they talked about there.
Excellent.
Yeah. And I like Clank anyways, and to get another Clank, The Mummy's Curse, is pretty awesome.
What's the original Clank about?
The original Clank is a deck-building dungeon delve where you and the other players are want to be the best thieves rogues in the land, and you
Okay.
go into the dragon's lair beneath the castle.
Yeah.
And steal his treasure and sometimes the eggs, and you want to be the one that gets the most treasure, gets out, and lives
Right.
without being killed by the creatures that can be found in the game or the dragon itself.
Right.
So it's a lot of fun.
Cool. It sounds like a fairly quick sort of Fast and Furious kind of thing.
It can be. Yeah, I've seen it played.
Obviously, no cars involved, but sorry, I had to go there.
There could be. In future Clank expansions, there could be cars.
Could be cars.
Yeah.
Excellent.
There should be cars. But so that's Clank in a nutshell. They also have Clank in space, Clank underwater. There's an underwater version of it, and now the Mummy's Curse.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Steph also says coming soon, Altiplano and Prowler's Passage.
Ooh. Altiplano, is that the one where you build alpacas?
Probably,
You
right?
you build alpacas?
Or there's an alpaca game too that I know that they're doing.
Okay.
Is it?
Picture of it on Jerome's door, I believe.
Yeah, I think there is. Jerome is in love with the idea of alpacas. So
All right. When you say build alpacas, dude,
yeah, I think so.
I'm kind of baffled. How?
Well, Steph says you don't build alpacas.
Okay.
Dang it!
Okay.
See, I haven't seen it yet
It's a resource management game.
with alpacas.
Where you're an alpaca farmer? See, that
Tell
makes
us
sense
more,
to me.
Steph.
That makes sense. But rather than your bizarre
Well,
Dr.
maybe-
Frankenstein alpaca mode.
How was that bizarre?
Well, I suppose you're right, but
His face. It's so cute. Your little guy's face.
yeah.
You can trade alpacas.
Trade
Trade.
them
Okay.
for other alpaca parts.
But that's just one but that's just one part of the game.
Alpaca fixins?
Yes. Just want to build alpacas.
What have I stumbled into?
The Twilight Zone.
I have. It's crazy.
And what was the other one that Steph mentioned?
Prowler's Passage.
Prowler's Passage. Tell us about that, Steph. We want to know all about all of the Renegade Games content.
Also, Carl says Sabotage. Wow, much game. So joy.
So joy.
Like Doge. Like the meme. Okay.
Okay.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's a meme.
It's a meme?
It's a meme.
Oh, I get it now. That's
It's
all you
a
had
meme.
to say. I just needed context.
I'm so lost.
Okay, Steph says, in Prowler's Passage, you and a competing thief will burrow into the city through a network of underground passages to grab valuable items while attempting to gain control of key districts. Steal the best items, create the longest tunnels, and control districts to become the premier Prowler.
Ooh.
Apparently one of the districts is the alpaca district.
Yes. I find it interesting that a lot of the Renegade games have to do with sneaking in and taking stuff. Clank, sneak in, take the dragon's treasure.
Planet Defenders sneak in and take the alpaca parts.
Yes.
Oh, and Prowler is a 2-player game.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of nice.
No, Dave, that's another game, Alpaca Defenders.
Alpaca Defenders, yeah.
Nice.
Come and eat your dinner.
I just realized there's a car dealership in Baltimore called Alpaca. Is that?
Is it really?
Yeah, I just I mean I've seen ads for it for a long time now, and I've only just realized.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
Alpaca Ford.
Alpaca Ford.
Well, it's not Alpaca, it's Al Packer. But still.
Sure, but at some point, somebody must have pointed that out to him.
Yeah, so why he doesn't have an actual alpaca as his mascot, that's just a missed opportunity right
Yeah,
there.
it is completely.
So in that pirate game, you're competing to build the best and longest ship, but you are also trying to blow up the other pirates.
Yes.
It's like Sid Meier's Pirates.
That sounds like a plan.
Because, yeah, I want to blow up other pirates. Boom!
Yep.
Those pirates are bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. Pirates are bad.
Not exactly pirate related, but certainly naval related.
Ooh.
Have you been watching The Terror?
I have.
Yeah. What do you think?
I did not watch last night's episode, though,
No.
because it wasn't on last night. It's on tonight.
Okay. The Monday night episode?
Yeah, it's Mondays, right? I'm sitting there because they did that premiere last Sunday
Yep.
for the first hour of it after Walking Dead. So I was like, wait, did I miss it last night? No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched the first 2 hours, and I loved it.
It's looking very cool.
Yeah. Well, I like the historic
Yep.
aspect to it, and then, the costuming and the stage.
The set for it.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
it's so good.
It does look awesome.
And the fact that I already like Arctic stuff anyways, and they're in the North Pole.
Right.
Yes. It's literally my jam.
Awesome.
The only thing they're missing is more maple syrup.
Yeah. I did notice the distinct lack of maple syrup.
I
in
did
the
too.
First 2 hours.
It's like, how can they still have alcohol after this journey, and they're trapped in the ice now,
Yep.
but no maple syrup? It's ridiculous. Maple syrup keeps.
Yep. Well, maybe it's so cold that they can't pour it.
Oh, yeah, that could be it. Dang it.
Yeah. Bet
You and
that's
your
it.
logic.
I don't know. Okay.
So are you adding black or adding white, Dave?
Now I basically painted any of the areas that are going to be sort of silver, sort of extendo legs or extendo arm sort of parts. Or painted those black first, and now I'm just painting them
The silver.
the silver. Yeah. I think
To make it look like a coil?
yeah. So again, it's that retro sci-fi kind of feel. Models. So yeah, you can see that.
Looks nice.
Bands on the legs. Kind of funky.
How's your guy going, Rick?
South.
South.
Yeah.
Started off so well.
It's all right. I mean,
Oh, you're painting the silver over the white, and then you put a wash over that?
yeah.
Cool. That's the other way to do it. I think you've got more silver on that one. I'm going to go a few small parts. Looking good.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, for those of you that do frequent conventions, what are some of the things that you must see when you go to a show? Is it Artist Alley? Is it the vendor hall panels? What are your guys' go-to parts to convention scene stuff? You know what I'm saying?
No, what are you saying?
I know.
I don't know.
What's your favorite part of going to the convention?
Me?
Yeah, I mean, besides seeing your friends and stuff.
Okay, besides seeing
Yeah.
that sort of thing. I don't know. Probably, I do like wandering around the vendor hall,
Okay.
checking out sort of everything. If the show is big enough, it's going to have a lot of stuff that I won't have seen.
Right.
anywhere else. So I just put that little. Sorry, just play with the robot. With that, it kind of has a. Just interrupt for a second. It kind of has like a Donald Duck kind of feel. Now that I've said that, nobody, like everybody who's only seen.
Oh my god! All you need to do to make it Donald Duck is just like change that bottom part of his body where it's yellow, make that blue,
Right. Yeah.
and that's his sailor shirt.
Well, I think if I paint a line across here.
You paint a line there.
Yeah. Should I do that?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, what
You
was
gotta say
launched?
yes?
What was it was a gyro duck from
Oh, you Gizmo Duck.
Gizmo Duck.
For a duck.
Yeah.
You saying that's what I should do?
You're Gizmo ducking them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl says, off to a meeting. Too bad I need a job to buy paints and minis. Have a great day, everyone.
All right.
Have a good one, Kyle.
And also Patrick says demos in vendor hall.
Ooh, demos are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when it's a game that isn't out yet or just premiering at that show. Yeah.
Yeah, I like demos from like indie game developers.
Yeah.
Whereas the person who's written the game or the people who have written the game are running the demo.
Yeah. That is
You
pretty
get
cool.
to see their passion for it, which is cool. One thing I actually that I enjoy doing at Gen Con, when you're walking around the vendor hall,
Right.
is trying to walk sort of down the aisles and sort of duck in and out of people so that you never actually stop.
Oh.
So you got to try and time it. It's like a crazy Frogger Tetris
Okay.
kind of thing.
So you turned
going
it
on.
into a game.
Yeah.
All right.
Moving around the hall. Pardon? Oh, Gen Con obstacle course? Yeah. Yeah.
I can see that because that is a convention that's very difficult to transition through as you're walking around.
Yeah. Keeping an eye out, seeing who's ahead of you,
Mm-hmm.
which cosplayer is going to get stopped by somebody.
Right.
Who's not paying any attention and is going to turn.
Do the Disney turnaround?
The what? The Disney turnaround?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's like when you're in Disney and you're walking behind people and they're just walking and all of a sudden they just stop and turn right around and like they're going to start walking the other direction and they don't pay any attention and you like crash into them or
Right.
it happens all the time.
Josh Whiteley says, I always like to see the vendor halls, even though I don't usually buy much. Other than that, the YouTube/Facebook personalities I watch and the gaming area.
Nice.
And then Patrick says, definitely indie games first. I'm a big fan of how cons have started giving them defined space in the halls.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It is cool.
And Timothy says, sup guys, just got here.
Hey, Timothy.
I like the artist alley. Not
Yeah.
that I've been to very many conventions, but I like seeing people's creativity.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt that you like to draw and doodle
No.
and do art.
Yep.
Do the art stuff.
Yes. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, it's come to that time, ladies and gentlemen.
really?
Yeah, it's already 2 minutes to 3.
Oh my goodness.
So we've had fun today painting our happy little minis.
Yep.
And these ones actually do fit the bill of happy
Yeah,
little
they
minis.
are.
They're cute. They're they got smiles on their faces for the most part.
Okay. Just stick him on his little base. I didn't get time to do any damage. Sorry, Leona. I know.
I didn't get to finish mine either. So
I didn't
that's
say-
always the case. I never finish a miniature. Let's put him up there together.
Cool.
Right, yours is going to look phenomenal.
That looks pretty good.
Da-da-da-da-da. Phenomenal.
I'm gonna punch you. Now, you can see on the front there that little fingerprint. That was me being a little bit too, a little bit overzealous when I was picking it up after Rick primed them. So, my
They look
apologies
good.
for that. Yeah.
And they look fun.
Yep.
I got to put the eyes and the mouth line on his one
Yep.
still. And do his hands and then do the
Little bit of-
wash.
Yeah. Careful wash over the
Yeah.
over the silver.
That coil effect on the arms and legs looks really good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it does look like a duck.
It does. It does. I'm sorry, but
It's so good. Very
Yeah.
cool.
I can't unsee it.
I know. Think about how I felt the last hour I've been painting this duck, and I couldn't say it. Well, not that I couldn't say anything, but I felt I shouldn't say anything until towards the end.
So good.
So we're not just like, wah.
So this week, Dave will be here Thursday
I will be here Thursday.
with a special surprise episode of painting.
Surprise!
Who knows what he'll bring and do.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's,
Yeah.
we've got to work it out. But what are we thinking we might be working on next week?
Next week, ooh, that is a good question. We have a lot of options. Star Wars Legion? No, I'm just kidding. No.
Oh, twitchy.
We love it, but we got to take a break. There's lots of options. We've got I got some Warhammer stuff. I've got which we haven't done in a while, if at all, since you've been here.
We could do some, some Shadespire or
Shadespire. That'd be a good one.
maybe do some. Okay, Shadespire. Yeah, cool. Sounds good.
And then Friday, there won't be any building character or anything like that this week. Maybe we can talk Leona into broadcasting an old episode of something, or just resharing something on Facebook for you guys to watch.
Yep.
And then, so while we're gone, everybody have a good week. Make sure you go to your friendly local game store and participate in all the fun stuff that's available there. International Tabletop Day is coming up soon.
Is it May 5th?
It's not the same weekend as Free Comic Book Day.
Okay, my bad.
That's Free Comic Book Day. It's the first Saturday in May.
I think it's April 28th.
April 28th. You're probably right.
Yeah, I think it is as well. The weekend before. And then isn't there Free RPG Day as well?
It's free all the days.
There's all these cool things coming down the pipe. But the best place to find out when and where it's going to go down is at your friendly local game store. Say, hey, when is International Tabletop Day? Hey, when's Free RPG Day? Hey, well, comic book stores, Free Comic Book Day, May 5th, first Saturday in May. But other than that, everybody have a great week. This has been Painting Happy Little Minis. I'm Rick.
And I'm Dave.
And we'll see you at the game store.
Thanks for watching Painting Happy Little Minis. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment below, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new content.